Welcome to Mr. Mindgrowth, where we explore pathways to personal development and cognitive enhancement. In our quest for growth, we often find ourselves standing at a crossroads, caught in the tension between wanting and creating. The path of wanting, though familiar and comforting, often leaves us stuck in a loop of endless desires, draining our energy and creating imbalance in our lives. But there's another path, the path of creating, where we make a conscious choice and spring into action. This is where we transform from individuals who always want but never have, into creators who shape their own reality. The shift from wanting to creating is not just a change in mindset, but a fundamental transformation in who we are. It's about prioritizing actions over comfort, results over approval. So, I ask you, where do you find yourself most often? Many of us wander the path of wanting. It's a journey we undertake with a backpack full of dreams, desires and aspirations, yet this path often leaves us in a loop of perpetual longing, a cycle of unfulfilled desires that drains our energy and creates imbalance in our lives. We become individuals who always want but seldom have, like a hamster on a wheel, running endlessly but going nowhere. Let's consider the story of Scott, a middle-level manager with aspirations of becoming a top executive. Scott wanted to climb the corporate ladder to establish himself as a leader. He had all the necessary skills, received advice, and even had opportunities present themselves. Yet Scott remained stuck in the loop of wanting. He wanted to be a top manager, but never took the necessary steps to become one. Scott's story is not unique. Many of us have found ourselves in his shoes at some point or another. We want to lose weight, but never hit the gym. We want to write a book, but never pen down a single word. We want to learn a new language, but never take a class. The path of wanting is deceptive. It lures us with the promise of fulfillment, yet leaves us empty-handed. It keeps us stuck in a cycle of desire without fulfillment. The consequences of this are far-reaching. Scott's inaction led to stagnation in his career. His dreams of becoming a top executive remained just that, dreams. This is the harsh reality of the path of wanting. Without action, even the finest ideas and desires remain just that, unfulfilled dreams. The shift from wanting to creating is not a mere change in direction. It's a transformation, a metamorphosis that allows us to break free from the shackles of unfulfilled desires and step into a realm of possibilities. But how do we make this shift? That's a journey we'll embark on in the next scene. Stay tuned. But what if we step onto the path of creating? This road less traveled holds a world of possibilities. It's not a path littered with stagnant wishes or unfulfilled desires. Instead, it's a path paved with actions, decisions, and results. It's the path of the doers, the makers, the creators. On this path, you're no longer a passive spectator of your life. You become an active participant, a sculptor shaping your own destiny. This is where you trade your wish list for a to-do list. Here, you don't just dream of the finish line, you lace up your shoes and start running towards it. Consider the story of Lisa, a teacher who wanted to write a book. For years, she remained on the path of wanting, dreaming about her book, but never penning a word. Then one day, she decided to step onto the path of creating. She set aside an hour each day to write. Slowly but surely, she saw her book taking shape. By focusing on creating, Lisa turned her dream into reality. The transition from wanting to creating is powerful. It's the difference between being stuck in a hamster wheel and moving forward on a treadmill. It's the shift from daydreaming about a better life to actually living it. Now imagine channeling your energy into creating rather than wanting for just 20 minutes a day. Think about the possibilities you could unlock, the dreams you could realize. You'll feel the shift in your energy, the increase in your focus, the boost in your confidence. You'll find yourself becoming more productive, more driven, more satisfied. But remember, the path of creating isn't about instant gratification. It's about consistent action, relentless pursuit, and patient growth. Action breeds more focus, power, and results. When you actively create, you not only bring your dreams to life, but you also grow as an individual. You learn, you adapt, you evolve. So, are you ready to step onto the path of creating? Are you ready to stop wanting and start doing? Staight-line people embody this. They are the ones who have stepped onto the path of creating. They have chosen action over inaction, creation over stagnation. What sets these individuals apart is their unique perspective and approach towards life. Straight-line people are action-oriented. They understand that wanting is not enough, that dreams don't work unless you do. They don't just aspire, they act. They don't just dream, they do. They believe in the power of action, knowing that each step, however small, brings them closer to their goals. They are result-driven. They understand that results are the measure of their efforts. They do not shy away from setting high standards for themselves and work tirelessly to meet and often exceed these standards. They don't get sidetracked by minor setbacks. Instead, they see them as opportunities to learn and grow. Straight-line people also possess an unwavering focus. They know what they want and are not easily distracted. They are aware that the journey towards their goal may be long and arduous, but their laser-like focus helps them stay on track. They are not interested in quick fixes or shortcuts. They are in it for the long haul. Moreover, straight-line people are not swayed by the opinions of others. They understand that everyone has a viewpoint, but they don't let these views dictate their actions. They listen, learn, and then make their own decisions. They value authenticity and are not afraid to stand out from the crowd. Lastly, straight-line people are accountable. They take responsibility for their actions and outcomes. They don't play the blame game, but instead look for solutions. They believe in self-improvement and are always ready to learn and adapt. In essence, straight-line people prioritize actions over comfort, results over approval. They are creators, not dreamers. They are doers, not just thinkers. They understand that the path of creating may be challenging, but they also know that it's the only path leading to true fulfillment and success. So how can we apply this in our lives? The journey from wanting to creating is not a one-time leap, but a series of intentional steps. It's about shifting our mindset, our actions, and ultimately our identity. First, we must acknowledge where we are. Are we stuck in the loop of wanting, or are we already on the path of creating? It's crucial to be honest with ourselves. Recognizing our current position is the first step towards making a change. Next, we need to decide what we want to create. This isn't about vague wishes or generic goals. It's about specific, tangible outcomes. What is the result we desire? What is the contribution we wish to make? Once we have clarity on this, we can move forward with intention. Then we must convert our desires into actions. This is where the real shift happens. Instead of passively wanting, we actively create, we plan, we execute, we review, we adjust, and then we continue. This cycle of action and adjustment keeps us moving forward, inching closer to our desired outcome with each step. But what about when things get tough? That's where accountability comes in. We need to hold ourselves responsible for our actions and, most importantly, for our results. When we face obstacles or setbacks, it's easy to revert back to the comfort of wanting. But those who shift to creating understand that challenges are part of the process. They take responsibility for their results, learn from their mistakes, and keep moving forward. Finally, we need to be reliable. This means showing up day after day, committed to our actions and our results. It's about consistency and persistence. It's about proving to ourselves that we can trust ourselves, that we can count on ourselves to follow through. So let's recap. Recognize where you are. Decide what you want to create. Convert desires into actions. Be accountable. Be reliable. This is the shift from wanting to creating. It's not just about achieving goals, it's about transforming who you are. Are you ready to make the shift? And remember, the journey from wanting to creating is not just about achieving goals, it's about fundamentally transforming who you are as a person. It's the metamorphosis from a dreamer to a doer, from an aspirer to an achiever. This shift involves breaking free from the seductive loop of perpetual wanting and stepping onto the path of intentional creating. It's about making a choice, a commitment to action, and then following through with unwavering focus and determination. It's time to stop being defined by what you want and start defining yourself by what you create. Remember, you are not just at the mercy of your circumstances. You have the power to create your own reality, to shape your own destiny. So are you ready to make the shift? Are you ready to embark on this transformative journey? Together, let's create a life of purpose and achievement.